Hello, and welcome to another episode of We're Done Here. I'm here this week with my very, very good comedy friend, Priya Blunts. Hi, Priya. How are you?
What's up, Meka?
I don't know, just chilling. So I know Priya because we actually started comedy together. Oddly, yes, all those. Well, it wasn't that long ago, but whatever. We started comedy together. We took a comedy writing class.
Yeah, actually, not that far from here. Now that I think about it, Gotham
Yeah.
Writers.
Yeah. So not that far from here. But what I love about Priya's from Queens, like me. So Queens in the house. So we are two queens from Queens. So that's Queen Squared Comedy. We used to run a mic together at the Tiny Cupboard.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't start at the Tiny Cupboard though.
It's on your rooftop in the pandemic. Wait, the mic is still going on?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it started on your rooftop in the pandemic. That was a popping rooftop. Everyone thought so, and then we moved it to the Tiny Cupboard eventually. And the mic is still going on, right? Like
yes.
who's hosting it now?
So sometimes me, sometimes shout out Alex Davenport.
Is Alex Davenport still hosting that mic? He was hosting that. So basically, Priya and I moved the mic, but Priya was gone. Like you were like traveling throughout the pandemic?
I was traveling, yeah.
And then I was just busy. So like we ran the mic, but I never actually ran our own mic.
When you say I'm gone, it makes it sound like I was in rehab or something.
Like, well, you can elaborate on what you tell everybody what you were doing, Priya.
I was going to different countries and just hanging out, living my life with my partner, and yeah, it was great.
Okay, great. So now you're back in New York. We're happy to have you back. So tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
Should I start from the beginning?
No, just girl. So we established you're from Queens, but like, what else is important to know about you?
So I'm Queens. I'm Indian American. I'm from Queens. Born in Flushing. I know people always like to fucking do we curse on this?
Yeah, you can curse. Why are you guys always asking that?
I don't know.
We can curse. I don't know. Does it seem official like you can't? That's so interesting.
I don't know, like the FCC is gonna come through and bleep me.
No, we're on YouTube. Nobody gives a fuck anyway.
But yeah, I'm from Queens, born in Flushing. I know that native New Yorkers always like to ask each other where you went to high school. So I went to Stuyvesant High School for anybody else.
That means she's smart if you're from outside of New York. That's one of our specialized high schools. Yes.
Yeah, it was a very special high school for sure. It was in Tribeca, and it's where I smoked pot for the first time and got the name Priya Blunts. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your last name is Blunt. Okay, that's true. So even though we started our comedy journey together, maybe we could talk about that because we did start together. So we started that mic, and then what else have we done together? We've done a few shows together at the Stand. We just did a show. Shout out to Otis and Finn. We did a Queen Square Purple Park comedy collab. And Priya does a lot of roast battles, right?
I do too many roast battles. I need to chill the fuck out.
You really, yeah. I think roast battles like take up too much time.
They do, but it's for the clips, girl.
Okay, I understand.
I live for the clips. Also, like, there is something about roasting, which, like, I don't know. Like, I basically just ball up any recent anger.
You always say that. Yeah.
That I've been having, and I direct it at this person that I don't know, and it feels kind of good.
That's really strange. Yeah, I don't care about roasting as much as you do. I don't have all this anger. I just yell at people in the moment.
It's just, yeah, you do that. You get it out in the moment.
Yeah,
you don't ball anything up.
No. We're getting it done right now, like right automatically. So I'm never really that mad. It's like happen little spurts, and then I'm done. Yeah.
Oh no, I ball it up. And then I direct it at this person. And I think it's a healthy outlet.
Nice.
I believe it's a healthy outlet.
Nice. I really like that. I like that for you. And so, are there any other projects you're working on that you want the guests to know about? Like, I don't know, random stuff like you want to talk about, or we can just go into our topic because, like, that's why we're really here for the dirt.
Yeah, that is why we're really here.
Okay, who cares then? So, you can tell them later. This week we're going to talk about Priya. Mention her partner. We're going to talk about your divorce. So yeah. How do you want to start? Do you want to start that at the beginning?
We could start there at the beginning. So yeah, he was my high school sweetheart, as you know.
Yeah.
From that crazy high school that she was talking about.
He got into Stuyvesant too.
Yes.
Did you know him before he went to Stuyvesant?
No.
Okay,
How would a
cool.
girl from Queens and a guy from Brooklyn meet each other?
Oh, you gotta meet at Stuyvesant.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? So I do know your ex-husband. I didn't take him as a person that would be smart enough to get into Stuyvesant.
You know what? Me neither. Shit, I hope he doesn't watch this. But
He might. Whatever.
like I don't, for whatever reason, I recently took an IQ test, and I don't know if he would have scored as much on the IQ test. And I kind of wish I can ask him to take one for me now.
Well, if he is listening, shout out. You know, he's still my homie. Anyway.
Okay, so I will start at the beginning. Yeah, we met in high school. It was really cute. A lot of people are always like, "What was the line that he used to like get you?" And honestly, if I'm being really honest, it was literally just, "You got 5 on it."
Oh, that was it?
That was
you got
it.
some low ass standard.
I
You
was
got 5 on
16.
it.
I was 16, Mika.
And like, if anybody's ever seen my comedy, you know I always talk about wiggers growing up. Like, he's a wigger.
He's a reformed wigger, post wigger.
Okay, post wigger. Sorry. What is post wigger?
Just like used to be a white rapper and now like makes electronic music.
Okay, got it.
You
Yeah,
know.
okay, that's a good transition. Okay, good. So anyway, he came up to you, and then what happened?
We were just like all the stoners in the school like knew each other. So
Oh,
we
yeah, I
would
understand
always,
that. Yeah, that's
and
another
then
thing back in the day.
I think the pinnacle of it is when we both had lunch together, which means that I would definitely be smoking with him every day for at least the next 6 months.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it was cute. We used to, and I remember this one time, like our entire crew, for whatever reason, was not in school that day, and it was
Yeah.
just me and him smoking, and then we just ended up not going back to school because we were just having a great time, just chilling and talking.
That happens a lot. That happened a lot in high school, just not going back to school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fun New York City times. And then what happened after that? Like, did you guys go to prom together? Did you go to prom? I figured like
I didn't
feel
go
like-
to prom.
You know what? You look like the type of person that would not go to prom.
I didn't go to
did go
prom.
to prom. It was fabulous. And I was a Nazi about my limo bus. That was even more fabulous. But yeah, you look like you didn't go to prom. So what did you guys do instead? Did you even graduate?
Bitch, I graduated. What the fuck?
You give major.
I went to college.
I know you went to college, but like I didn't know if like you walked or something. It just seems like you like skip out on all those activities.
I do skip out on, like, I did skip prom only
Okay.
because I was like, I don't like going to school with all you people. Why would I go to prom
that's
with all
what
you
you
people?
seem like. Okay, but you did go to graduation,
Yes.
and you and your ex were together.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
My graduation was fire. It was at Radio City, dude.
Oh, that is fine. Damn, the
know.
Stuyvesant kids get a lot. We should do an explanatory, like, Stuyvesant thing, because we do have listeners in other states. Shout out to y'all that be listening outside of New York City. Hey, I see y'all. I see the analytics. So in New York City, there's 4 specialized high schools. Stuyvesant's like one of the top schools. Basically, if you go to so it's Stuyvesant, Bronx Science. What else is there?
Brooklyn Tech.
Brooklyn Tech, and then who's the 4th one?
I think there's a few others that they
Anyway,
added.
but those are the only ones that we remember at the time. But basically, you go to those schools, then you get to go to, like, odds are you're going to go to a good college. So where'd you guys go to college?
Penn State.
Yeah, great. Like, also,
it?
I mean, Penn State's a great school. You don't seem like you went to Penn State. Just an FYI.
Yeah, because I didn't really go.
Okay, but you and your ex went together.
We did.
That's really awesome. Like,
did.
that's also like, so how long were you dating when you guys went away to college?
We'd been dating for like a year and a half, and like for whatever reason, we just when we were like doing the applications for college, we were like, why don't we match up the schools that we pick and the first choice and the
Wow.
second choice? And I was like, I don't know about all this because I actually could have went to St. John's on a full ride,
Oh.
and my ass chose to go out of state to Penn State
That's expensive.
to be with this person.
Oh, God. That
which
was
is the
tough.
most like lost deer in the woods, like 16-year-old girl thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, because, free ride is a free ride.
I know, right?
Okay. Did you get any money to go to Penn?
I got a little bit of money. Yeah, I got
It's
a
still
little bit of money.
expensive, right?
It was still like more money than it needed to
Did
be.
you still have student loans from Penn?
Yeah.
Bitch, you should have went to St. John.
I I was just, okay, I've spent my entire life trying to get out of Queens. That's the thing.
No, I understand. I went away to school too. I went to West Virginia University. I can't fucking talk.
Like, if I went to St. John's, my parents would have been like, there's no reason for you to not live at home.
No, that's true. Yeah, you would have been, oof, that would have been rough.
Which I would have saved even more money now that I think about it.
No, actually, you would have owned a house, but damn it. No, anyway, whatever. Nobody wants to live at home. Whatever. We can live at home now, right? Technically, too. Like, our parents still live in Queens. But who would do that? Like, right? But if I was smart, I would. Anyway, who cares? This is not about me or you. But it is about you. It's about your relationship. So, all right, you guys are at Penn. Anything interesting happened there? Like, when did you guys get married? Like, it was way after that, right? Like, how long did you guys go out?
For a really long time. I mean, we were together for a total of 14 years.
Wow.
And this upcoming June would have been our 4th wedding anniversary, but it's not.
Well, obviously.
So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, Penn State was interesting. We didn't really we lived off campus and then didn't actually end up, we took all the same classes. And
oh my God, codependent to the extreme.
I know.
Did you guys hang out with anybody? Did you have any college? You never talk about college friends.
We had like a few college friends.
Okay.
We used to drive back to Brooklyn like almost every weekend.
That is so towny of you guys.
It is. We were just like, I don't know. We came with like that elitist New York City
yeah,
mindset.
like basically it's more fun to be in New York than to fucking be in Pennsylvania any day of the week. Shout out to Pennsylvania listeners if you out there. My bad.
Y'all got good dairy.
Nice. Okay, so you graduated Penn and then what happened? Did you guys move back home? Did you move in together?
Yeah, we went back to our parents' places temporarily. We both like found our first big boy, big girl jobs, and then we moved in together.
What did you end up doing? And what did he end up doing?
Well, I've actually been in like the e-commerce game like since I was in college. I was like,
cool.
I used to work part-time at this e-commerce company that was like local to the school. And when I came here, I started working for this like clothing company that had like all these brands under them, and I was their e-commerce manager.
Okay, that's like, you know, I feel like that's like chic Indian girl of you.
It was weird. You wouldn't have recognized me.
Really?
Yeah, I used to wear like pantsuits. I took myself like way too seriously.
Okay, I feel like back in the day there was a lot of like business casual. It was like the in for like millennials for some odd reason. I don't know why.
I mean, Penn State is like and I had a business degree.
So so they probably told you to dress like that. I used to dress like very business-fied too. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know. It was weird. All right, so then what's your ex do?
What was his first job? Oh, he went into marketing. He's like a digital marketing kind of guy, and
cool.
he was working for a telecom company called Kiku. They mostly just make a lot of like calling cards for people to call overseas.
Okay.
But then they also have like an online aspect, and like it was kind of like do you remember Viber?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, you've obviously never had to call somebody internationally, but
you know what? You know what's so funny because you know I'm half Liberian. You know, always got those phone cards and all that other stuff. Yeah, I don't be dealing with none of that, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So it was like a kind of newer version of like that old school calling card.
Okay, got you. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys are a young couple. You're done with Penn State. You got your first jobs. Was there anything going in your relationship that like was a green flag, red flag? Like, did you guys know you were gonna get married at that point?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the longer and longer you're together, the harder and harder it is to imagine a life and world without this person, especially somebody who you like spent your formative years with.
Yeah.
You know, so I think the expectation always was that like, yeah, obviously we're going to get married. We used to like talk about the future all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know that was like a big concern of my mom's. She was like, you're just living with this guy. You know, Indian moms, how they are.
Yeah.
And then, when we were about 25, we had both just leveled up job-wise and settled into our new jobs. And that job used to take him to Paris once a year. Mm-hmm. And the first year that, we both went, he proposed to me in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, that's so cute. And you know what's so funny? Because I met you shortly after you got engaged.
Yep.
Okay, I remember that. And I remember met you shortly after you got engaged, and I remember you were like, I don't know if I want to get married. Not to blow you up, but that's what happened.
Yeah, that is what happened. That is exactly what happened. So actually, you met me. I was engaged for like 3 years.
Okay.
I was 25 when I got engaged.
That makes sense.
You can't even. nobody should be allowed to make major life decisions. I'm going to look right into the camera. Nobody should be allowed to make
Don't
major
make
life decisions at that age.
No.
Okay? You know?
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. So, okay. So you get engaged. And then by the time you met me, what happened that you didn't want to, you were like, I don't know about this.
So it was crazy. I feel like almost as soon as I got engaged, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What is going on right now? Like, I hadn't actually, like, you know when you feel like you're just living your life in autopilot and you've never actually stopped to think about, like, if any of this is actually what you want?
Oh, so I'm the exact opposite of you. So no, that's never happened to me. But sorry. But I get what you're saying. You're going down the wrong path.
You just have this moment where you're just like, you look around and you're like, how the fuck did I get here? And like, how the fuck do I backtrack to not here? And
oh wow. How
and so I
did
didn't think he was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that there were just changes in general that I wanted to make to my life,
Yeah, that's
things that I
true.
wanted to pursue, like comedy.
Yeah.
And I knew that I didn't want to die at a desk job.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, you weren't actually, yeah, it wasn't him. It was more like you were trying to figure out, yeah, we had just started taking that comedy writing class. I don't even think at the time either of us thought we would pursue comedy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, it was just something that was just happening. All right, so, but you did end up getting married. We finished our class. We did our first, like, performance. I think after that, we both knew after our first performance, we were going to do comedy. So that was like history written, kind of like dumb kind of thing. But I remember you guys got married and you were planning a wedding for like a year. How was that?
The wedding was great. I liked it. I actually really enjoyed my wedding. It was really fantastic. But
say more about it. Where was it? Like,
so my wedding was in Mallorca, Spain, and now I can never go back there because that
Why?
place is haunted with the memories of my divorce.
I'm definitely going to Spain this summer and probably going to Mallorca. It's a beautiful place. Girl, don't be
It's
doing
gorgeous.
that.
Maybe I'll go back when I'm like 50. I don't know.
Yeah, but go on. But it was a nice wedding though.
It was really cute. It was a traditional Indian wedding in Mallorca. It took me forever to
Traditional
find.
Indian wedding in Spain. Okay.
Do you know how hard it was to find a Hindu priest?
Why don't you just go to India?
That's what my mom said.
India would have been way easier, probably cheaper.
Yeah.
Also, but like that's like if you do an Indian wedding, that's like an Indian wedding. Like,
Yeah. Also, no shade to Spain or anybody from Spain, but it was really hard to like get them to do things. You know, I understand why they have a
they're
siesta.
lazy. They're very. They be like, I'm like, why are you closed, Spanish? Like, what's going on?
Answer one email, just maybe once a
they're
week.
Just like
Just
very I invited myself. I invite myself to people's weddings all the time, and you didn't invite. Like you looking back, bitch, you should have, right?
in retrospect, it's crazy that you weren't at my wedding, but at that
And
time.
I said, hey, girl, you need to invite me.
At that time, you were just the fucking rowdy girl from my writing class that I knew for like 2 months.
But I knew, I already knew. So you should have just invited me, and then we would have this conversation. But anyway, next wedding. So you guys had that beautiful wedding in Spain, and then I remember like you came. I don't know what happened, but basically, so all right. So after we took that class, I didn't do comedy for a year, but you started doing comedy, and then we reconnected again because we took a more advanced class, and then after that, we both started doing comedy like all the time. And you were married essentially,
Yeah.
And yeah. So what the hell happened in between that time? Oh well, I will say so. Basically, we took that other class like right before the pandemic, right? And then we started going to mics and all that, like getting really into it. And then the pandemic hits, and you're married, and then like the pandemic, I don't know, you guys were just traveling, and then yeah.
And then what happened?
Yeah, then what happened? I'm doing a nice setup because I know everything. So
So, like, I'll be honest. Like, we definitely had severe like communication issues, and like
how long was that? Like, was it always the case?
I would say it was almost always the case.
Mm.
Like we, you know, I'm not talking about like day-to-day communication. I'm talking about when there's a problem and there's an issue or like something that comes up, what happens? And it was almost always the littlest things would just blow up into these big, larger than life arguments. And I didn't realize that that wasn't the norm.
Okay.
Because, like, I just watched my parents fucking bicker all my life. And I was like, oh, well, this is better than that. So this must be great, right?
Okay, so there were always communication issues. You guys could never talk about anything serious, you would say?
Yeah. And that night, you know, we'd been together from such a young age. And, like, I don't know. I was having trouble like visualizing like a grown-up kind of future, if that makes sense. Like
Okay. Like,
we
what do you define as grown up future?
like having like kids and having that whole life and like, managing a household where there's like children involved because it's like if somebody gets like flustered or overwhelmed by like things as they are now,
Yeah.
it's like whoa, whoa, whoa. When you add kids into the mix, and if you're not one of those like people that can really take things as they come and just stay calm and like, like you really need to.
Okay, that makes sense. So there was communication issues. You couldn't really picture yourself.
We were
like,
also party animals. You know that, right?
No, yeah, I know, but yeah, the guests don't know, so tell them, girl.
Oh yeah, we were just like low key party animals. I mean, look, he was a musician, I was a comedian, and what'd you think was gonna happen? Like, but it was really fun. I will say it was.
But
really
what would
fun.
you? How were you guys partying? What do you mean? Like, what are you talking about?
Just like clubs all the time, and then eventually like he started like working with like a company that throws festivals, so we were just getting tickets to things all the time and like being backstage, and it was really fucking fun. I'm not gonna lie, like it was great. But we went to Burning Man. Burning Man's less of just like a party. I think it's a very spiritual experience.
Bullshit. It's just
It is a
bunch of
very
smelly people. But go on.
I didn't shower for a week.
See, that's why I ain't fucking with nobody with that Burning Man shit. I'm like, y'all niggas stink. Anyway, okay, so you were party animals, but what else? There had to be other stuff.
Like why we broke up.
Yeah, like why'd you break up? I mean, I don't want to lead you there. I don't need to lead you, Priya. I just want to give the guests a little insight because we like to do that here. It seemed to me, from the outside looking in, if you don't grow together, you grow apart. So that seemed to be an issue with you guys.
That was definitely the case. Like I was, trying to take comedy really seriously. He didn't take me seriously, taking comedy seriously, if that makes sense.
What do you mean?
Like I was like, well, I want to be in New York. I want to live in either New York or LA, just like a major market where I can continue to pursue something like this. He was like, he really wanted like acres of land and like, I don't know what else, like acres of land and like guns, probably. I don't know. Just like, the guy stuff. And it was just not, it's just not the life that I was like, why are we running away from society?
He's back in New York now. He's from Brooklyn. So why lying?
Exactly.
Lying about this.
Exactly.
Acres of land where?
That and just like he wanted to like continue traveling, which I was down for as long as we were continuously going to places where I could keep getting up. Like, places with an American market like London, Paris, like places.
Yeah, like cities.
I'm not trying to go to Argentina and be on a fucking grape farm, like at a winery for a month, Like, what am I gonna do?
I get what you're saying. So you guys were like headed in two separate directions. So what was the horse that broke the camel's back? Is that what they call it?
The straw that broke.
Oh, that's
a horse will break a camel's back every time.
Who
bitch.
broke what, bitch? Okay. Somebody broke some shit. So what happened?
All right, we're gonna have to rewind for a second. We're gonna rewind to right after we got married.
Okay.
So, I am bisexual.
Yes, that's true. Priya is bisexual.
So after we got married, I thought it would be really fun if we started having threesomes with other women.
Because that was one of the reasons why you didn't want to get married, because you were like, I'm bisexual. I remember you, was it that, I feel like that was an issue for you.
That was like part of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it was weird because his perspective was like, oh yeah, you could totally date women. Like, I don't care. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, what if I fall in love with a woman and leave you? And he was like, that wouldn't happen. And I was like, you fucking cocky bastard.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of, yeah. So he wasn't taking your bisexuality seriously in a sense.
Yeah, but I think another red flag that kind of illuminated was like that, just like that, the different standards for men and women.
Yeah, if he would have been bisexual, like I feel like you would have taken him more seriously.
No, I just couldn't grasp. I mean, I guess I could kind of see it, but I just couldn't grasp why like women are okay but men are not. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean in terms of the open relationship thing?
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, yeah, that's a stupid double standard. It makes no sense. This is basically not taking women seriously. So anyway, so you guys had your open marriage scam.
Scam. I love that you call
You know,
it
I
a
call
scam.
everything
It
a
was a little
scam.
bit of a scam, not gonna lie. But yeah, we started doing that after marriage because you got to save something for marriage as a millennial. And it was an interesting time. Like the first one was actually with the girl who was like kind of acting as like the maid of honor at my wedding.
Oh, that's random. Why would you do it so
Yeah.
close to home, bitch?
Okay, look, now I know. Don't fuck your friends. Now I
Why
know.
would you fuck your friend?
Now I know, but it was funny because she
How
was
did
she
she
was
know?
so great and so attentive during my wedding. I was like, I want to like give her something really special.
Yo, wow, dude.
Look, in retrospect, I should have just gotten the girl a Sephora gift card and called it a day.
Okay, so all right, so you courted this random woman.
What? No, she was
Well,
a
I
really
don't
good
know,
friend of ours.
I mean, a really
We
good
met
friend
her
of
at
yours.
Burning Man.
Sorry. Oh God. And you made some Burning Man person, like probably smelled too. But anyway, go on.
And then we really enjoyed it, and I'm actually happy that the first time was with somebody that we knew. It was very
Okay,
very
okay.
safe space, very comfortable for everybody.
Okay. But why are you bringing this up?
Because then that is we continued to do that for like the next like 3 years
Mm-hmm.
of our marriage.
Yeah.
And kind of the straw that broke the camel's back was the last one where. So let me rewind. I always felt really secure in my relationship. I didn't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, that's true. You're always very secure. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that like he would like. I never felt threatened. Except for one time there was this like 23-year-old girl in Colombia. Like I looked at her vagina and I was like, I kind of don't want him to see this. Like,
Oh, was it that pretty?
It was so pretty. I've never been so self-conscious of my own vagina. Like,
What was this vagina?
she was 23.
Okay, magic pussy. But go on.
Magic Colombian pussy. But so the straw that really broke it was the last one, where it was a threesome that we had on like a Saturday
Okay.
after a rave,
Yeah.
And then I went to like a work thing that following Monday. I like left town.
Mhm.
And then on Tuesday, I don't care what he says, but he took this girl out on a date.
What?
Yeah, and he like lied about it.
Whoa. Why is he taking
Yeah.
pictures out on dates?
I know, right? And he took, and Brooklyn, so he took her. This wasn't a platonic thing. He took
Yeah.
her to the William Vale
What?
to watch the sunset,
Nah, nigga,
And
that's
then-
a date.
and then
Date.
paid for a $300 dinner. Yeah,
Why did you do all that? Wait, how did you find out all these details?
girl, because I am a detective. Okay.
Wait, you know how the $300 dinner?
Oh, what do you mean? I was like, give me your credit card statement.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha. Oh God, why you taking trying to make hoes housewives?
I don't know. And the thing is, she was a friend too.
What are you guys doing? Okay,
I know.
okay.
It was messy. It was a messy situation, but at the end of the day,
So that was you didn't like that dinner thing, and so
No.
so how did that lead to divorce eventually?
it was just like it felt like such a like. Look, it's for me. It's not about the physical, like you fucking another person. It's really about like you breaking my trust.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's like if we don't have that, then there's nothing here. And then for you to lie about, like for you to like try to convince me that it wasn't a problem,
Yeah.
like just felt really like I don't understand how you don't see this as a problem for me.
Okay, so yeah, I just want to go back a little bit because as we mentioned earlier, I remember you saying you didn't want to marry him, right? Like kind of thing. And then this happened. Do you think like what is this? It seems like this just was the horse that broke the camel's. Wait, I keep on saying that.
Just change, like just keep it. That's yours now.
Whatever, the horse that broke the camel's back. Okay, it seems like. Or do you think this was like an excuse? Do you think this happened? Like, why was this the thing after 14 years or whatever, how long you guys were together?
I mean, like I always knew that there was like this communication deficiency,
Okay.
but it was kind of like, look, it's the devil,
Yeah, it's true versus the devil. You don't.
So it very much was like, I think this is something that I can live with, and as long as it sounds stupid as fuck, but as long as we don't get into an argument, there won't be any problem.
What's wrong with getting into arguments?
You love getting into arguments.
I'm highly confrontational. I argue with people all the day, all the time. I walk into like the grocery store, the corner store, arguing with the man. He just does it automatically. Like, why is it so expensive? But like, we're just bonding, you know.
So actually before I got married, we had an insane blow up type of argument, and I remember what it was about too. It was really stupid. It was about how I wanted to go see this like DJ or whatever that I saw was doing a show in like a week or two, and he was like, I'm hoping that like, you know, because we were like 28 at the time, and he was like, you know, we're getting older, we can't just keep like, and I was like, we're 28, like, chill. And I find that really ironic because like now, like he's kind of still in that
He's still
lifestyle.
partying. Yeah. So it sounds like, did he want to stop or?
I don't really know what it was, but it just, the way that he responded to me just saying like, hey, I really want to go to this thing was just so judgmental. It almost made it sound like wasn't going to let me go. It was this like, it just, and then I don't know. And that was the moment where I was like, is it not okay for me to want to go to something?
Do you feel like did you feel like it was always every time you wanted to do something, he was on some shit? Because even with the comedy stuff, I remember you were like, I want to go to New York or I want to be in LA or something like that. He's like, oh, let's go to fucking like, butt fuck Bolivia. Like, nah, nigga, like kind of thing. Cause you can't do comedy in Bolivia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you feel like every time it was one of your things, he was on some shit?
Yeah. I mean, every time we would come back to New York and I would say like, hey, I want to be here at least for a month, you know, and last summer we were here for the whole summer.
Yeah.
And that was because of me, you know, but he like kind of complained about it the whole time, which was annoying because he also agreed to it.
Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah,
it's
I
like,
can see
don't
that.
agree to something and then complain about it the whole fucking time.
Okay. So he did this shit with that girl or whatever, and then like, did you just leave him after that? You took the credit card statement, $300. Then like, what happened?
It was wild because it was like at every moment, I just kept uncovering like another line. Like it was crazy because I was like, so were you guys like drunk? Like, were you guys drinking? And he was like, no, we weren't really drunk. Like, we didn't really have that many drinks. And then like, I get the credit card statement and this is where the detective part comes in. I hit up William Vale and I asked them if I could get a copy of the receipt with the card ending in blah, blah, blah. And they sent me a copy of the receipt and there were enough drinks on that. There were like 10 mezcals on that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I wish I was even exaggerating. I'm literally not.
Was it just them two, you know? Oh, it said party of two.
It said party of two.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Got it.
I don't want to, like, I usually, you know, when you get into that kind of, you know, relationship with a third party coming into your, usually there's a talk. That you have, like, hey, we're the couple and you're the third, you know, and we are very much like, this is very much just sex, not love, you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to become a throuple, like, chill the fuck out. And so usually there is that kind of like talk of like.
Did you have to talk with that girl?
We didn't.
Really? Why? Because you just knew her and like that was it?
I didn't think I needed to because she was going to be flying out originally the same day that I was leaving for my work thing.
Okay, I remember that. You had like a work trip or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, this happens while you was away at work. I remember that scam. Yes. That's why you was like, I know this nigga ain't. Okay, got it. I remember that scam.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she didn't really know what the deal was.
So she didn't know where you were. Like, he's probably saying, oh,
she
Priya's
thought
okay
this
with
was
it.
kosher.
Got it. Okay, yeah, I remember that. Now I remember that. Okay, so fast forward, you know, because I remember after that, you like broke up with him pretty quickly. You were like, I felt like, no shade, I kind of felt like not that you used this as an excuse, but it was like, you know what, now I'm done kind of shit.
It was okay. Ultimately, it was like just every single thing that was wrong with my marriage coming together in this fucking like shit pile that I couldn't ignore. Got it.
So that makes sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Between like the lying, the double standards of like him trying to say like, oh, this is okay, and I tried to put it into perspective.
Gaslighting?
Like,
do you think he's gaslighting?
It was that, but I hate to be the person that keeps using that buzzword. But yes, it was totally gaslighting.
Yeah.
And I was like, can you imagine if like a friend of ours, like, 'cause we met all these people while we've been traveling. Can you imagine like so-and-so from like Mexico City or whatever, comes through to New York,
Yeah.
and I go out with them while you're out of town for a night like y'all just had,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy. If it was like one of
oh,
his
and
guy friends.
yeah, and they also went back to the same apartment at the end of the night because she was staying in our apartment.
Oh, okay, so you knew everything that was going on. Okay.
Yeah.
So shortly after that, you kind of basically like you guys like you like moved out. Like, so how are you coping? Basically, how are you dealing with this divorce? How long ago was this?
So this happened at the end of June, like mid-end of June.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember the rave we went to was a pride party.
So it's like it's like it's like 8 months ago, but still like a lot. Like it's still like not. How you dealing 8 months later after breaking up with someone that you spent I don't know over a decade with?
I'm not gonna lie. Like it was really crazy. I went back and forth on like my decision a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is somebody that I had traveled through all of my life with. That's to that point. And it felt really weird to like not have him by my side, but at the same time I just couldn't get over it. And the thing is, like, he spent so long trying to continuously convince me that he had done nothing wrong that I was like, you just don't, like, if you don't see, like, even if you didn't fuck this girl,
Mm-hmm.
that night, like, that's not the point. And for the fact that you don't see that, like, you're just not where I need you to be as somebody that I want to go through life with.
Got it. So you basically said that, and you kind of like haven't looked back, but it hasn't been all roses, right? Because you're taking it very well, honestly. It seems like you're just free. I don't know. She outside, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
The fuck is that supposed to
I mean, not like that. Not like you outside like that, but I'm saying, like, in terms of people going through a divorce, like, you've been taking it pretty well, Priya. But, like, how have you been coping?
I mean, it's not, I mean, do you see why I'm doing so many fucking roasts, Tamika?
The roast, how? Okay, go on.
But yeah, I mean, at first it was like scary, really fucking scary. But then I was like, you know what? I got this. Like,
You've been very good. It's almost like you're happier now than you were like a year ago. This is the weirdest thing. Like, it's actually kind of weird. Not weird, but
it kind of, like, it's been a really long time in my life since I've been able to just wake up and say, what the fuck do I want to do today?
mm-hmm.
And I've always been, the kind of person who was like, before I even realize that I'm doing it, like, I'm internalizing somebody else's needs. You know what I mean? And like taking care of the whole picture.
Yeah, as opposed to just yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really refreshing, and it's felt really good. It's still a little bit scary because
I can imagine it being scary. Yeah, but you're taking it a little too well. But no.
Yeah, I'm not. What do you want? You want me to cry? Is that what
I don't know. You can cry a little. What? I honestly, I didn't see you cry once. No shit. Just to listen, she has not cried. There has been, maybe there was a little bit going back and forth, but doesn't seem to be many regrets. Like, which is kind of fucked up. Actually, your ex is pretty cool. He's cool peoples, but.
I'm not saying he's a bad guy.
No, he's not a bad guy. It's just not the guy for you. I'm happy that you came to revelation. But what are some of the things that are a little difficult in terms of maybe other people maybe are going through this or thinking about separating from someone they've been away from they've been with for a very long time?
I even in the beginning, I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe this is a temporary thing.
I remember that. It felt like because even I was like, they might get back. They have to get back together. Kind of thing. It kind of felt like that. Yeah.
But and then he was like apologizing to me profusely, sending me the paragraphs, all the things. And I remember like he came to my family's house at some point with this like huge bouquet of flowers.
He came to our show, brought mad people.
That did happen.
That was like, I was like, all right, cool. 'Cause, comics is like, buy those tickets. But he's still people's though.
And yeah, no, the bouquet of flowers could have covered this table. And I was like, what mob boss died? Like, why did... And also, like, if you know me, how do you know me for 14 years?
You don't fuck with flowers.
And I don't really fuck with flowers. They don't mean shit to me.
Yeah, you don't... Yeah, that's right. You're not a flower person. Yeah, that's true. Grand gestures, I guess.
Yeah, you drove to my parents' house with this big basket of flowers. Like, it's just not, that's not the kind of gesture I need. I need you to be real with me.
What did your parents say?
Oh, my parents have been saying a lot of things, girl. The thing is, like, if he had come to me at some point and just been like, I fucked up. It was a weak moment, and I fucked up. Like, if he did that, then maybe there would be hope. But he never did that.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Like, yeah. My parents have had a lot of feelings. My mom still texts him.
That's ridiculous. You know what's so funny? Because like I felt like we were even talking a little bit more. I was like, oh, you trying to talk to me to talk to Priya, whatever. But I feel like that's kind of subsided. So you're saying you kind of found your voice, like what you want to do. Has anything been difficult? Like, what has been the hard part of this?
Honestly, traveling alone.
That's it.
It's the little things. Like,
is it the money you spend? Honestly, I would those hotels if you can't split them, child. No.
I know. So I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to tighten up. I need to get I want to level up job wise.
Cause like the real reason to have a husband is to pay some of these fucking bills. Honestly, that's the team.
I was a really reasonable wife. Like I was very financially contributing to like our situation, but yeah, when there's two of you, it definitely goes.
So that's
a little
basically
bit
the hardest.
You said that. You said that, not me.
Okay, no, but like, sorry.
I think like
it is hard.
okay. I'll get serious, but like yeah, so like my grandma passed away.
Oh yeah, so sorry about that.
In like right at the beginning of November, which was really fucked up, and my reflex was to I don't know, like those moments are really hard when you don't have
no, that makes sense. That makes
partner, or even like the stuff with my dad and his leg surgery and all this stuff. Like
okay, yeah, it's like family stuff, like the important stuff, like you need a partner for. So what have you been doing to like cope with these things, or like what's your outside of roast battles? Do you have another coping mechanism?
I don't know. I smoke a lot of pot. Just like
yeah, that's true.
Eat well. I also, I do a little bit of yoga. That definitely helps. I journal.
Journaling's very powerful.
Journaling is very powerful.
It's very, very powerful.
I microdose mushrooms.
Yeah, you do that a lot. Yeah. You do that all the time.
I went on a microdose regimen actually right after my breakup, which I think helped a lot.
I have a friend that's doing this whole thing with microdosing. Like, she said it's really helped her. But anyway, yeah.
It just kind of helps you parse through, like, especially if you're going through, like, a transition like that in your life. And when I was really going back and forth with, like, do we maybe get back together? I don't know. And, like, I'm going through all the different possibilities in my head. And mushrooms just kind of help with going through all those different possibilities and, like, watching it all play out. Mm-hmm. And thinking it through. So, like, my thought was, if I did take him back, this would kind of make him think that this is okay to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, whoops. I fuck up and I get a slap on the wrist, but she comes back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think I had already mentally trained him that I will accept so much shit. Yeah. That I was like, no, I can't do that.
Got it. So looking towards the future in terms of dating, like where are you now? Are you like trying to date other people? Or you're just trying to hang out by yourself? Like what is your thing that you're trying to do?
I mean, I'm mostly just trying to focus on myself. I think that is definitely, the most important thing. They say, what's that fucking formula where they're like, oh, for every year you were together, you need to...
Oh, yeah, somehow a few months or something. It's like...
I was like, bitch, what? I'm supposed to be single for the next 3 years according to this formula? Like, no.
Oh, because of all the money. Yeah, yeah. That is a long time to be single. But are you trying to date, try to get back out? Because you miss everything. Like, you miss, like...
What is everything?
You miss, like, the launch of Tinder and Bumble. And,
I don't need that.
All this, like, online dating shit. Do you even know how to date? I've seen you make some rookie mistakes, honestly.
Yeah, she's been my sideline coach.
It's like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to say that. Like, you gotta be, whatever. But how is this modern dating world since you've been in a couple since basically high school?
Yeah, we've been dating since before the first iPhone came out. Just to put that into perspective, we were together since before the first iPhone came out. We were a sidekick couple. Okay. But yeah, no, I went on Tinder once. It was I had just landed in LA, and it was.
Oh, that's like the worst Tinder.
The worst.
LA is like the worst. I don't like people who are some. Well, I don't even think they're that beautiful, but they have like no real jobs. I'm like, Where's the money? That's why I'll stay with New York anytime. Like, you gotta have a 401k. Like, what's going on? From artist slash blah, blah, blah.
I know, right? Like everybody's got a hyphen.
No, don't thank you with
job
that
title.
bullshit.
I'm like, just pick one and be good at it. Like, you know.
Okay, so you're maybe
Yeah, Tinder's not for me though.
Tinder's not for you, but you're open to dating people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you're focused on yourself.
Yeah, I'm mostly focused on myself. I don't know if I'm mentally there yet to like truly, really.
Yeah, that makes sense. It hasn't been that long, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, in a sense. But like, I kind of feel like you're still in the middle of your journey.
I am.
Is there anything that you're excited about, like in the next couple of months? I guess coming up on like I don't know your year anniversary of this divorce thing. I guess.
Woo, yeah. Wow. Yeah. I don't really know. I'm trying to mostly take everything like a day at a time.
Got it.
I think like when I start thinking about my life like a little too far out, like deep anxiety.
Got it. So take it one day at a time. Take it slow. Journal. Microdose. It's good. Good self-care, Priya. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your story of how you divorced your high school sweetheart. And I guess we're done with that. But at the end of the episode, we always talk about something we're not done here with. I usually kick it off because sometimes guests are like, what the hell are you talking about? So the thing I'm not done here with is this show called The Parent Trap. It's on Hulu. All right. So here's the thing. I don't have any kids. I don't care about kids. But listen, there's just like... there are these like different parent groups, right? And they all have these like different parenting styles. And the reason why I'm really into this is because I care about like emotional wellness and shit like that. So you got like a helicopter parent, then you got a strict parent, and then you got these parents that just be letting their kids run free. And usually they white, you know, because that's how white people do anyway. And then all the strict parents are black and brown because you can't be raising black and brown children to be running out here in the street because it's like a privilege thing hierarchy. There's this Asian woman in there who's a comic from LA. I forgot her name, but it starts with a K, whatever. I forgot her parenting style, but they cute, they funny, whatever. But I don't know why I've been watching this fucking show, but it's super entertaining. And it's like this lesson in how your parents really impact your life and how they can choose to parent you, like in terms of like how you react to shit. So I've been watching it, and yeah, it's just I'm just not over it. Like I'm really into this fucking stupid ass show. Yeah.
I've been discovering that same thing about how your parents can because I've been in therapy. Oh yeah, I've been in therapy.
You have been in therapy.
Yeah.
That's true. Why you not talk about your therapist? You just shout them out.
Yo, shout out Dr. Kia.
So when did you get into therapy actually? Because that's right, you've been in therapy this whole time.
So literally the day after, like
it was before, honestly, because you guys
I was in couples therapy.
You guys did couples therapy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's why you got divorced.
Because of my couples therapist?
No, because like
she did say some fucked up shit.
But my thing, not like that, but I think like, because the way you've been taking this so well, like, and you guys were in couples therapy the whole time, I feel like the therapist like prepped you guys for this shit.
She didn't prep us for it, but you know what? That therapist, she was weird. Like at some point, I was like, at some point I realized, I was like, so she told us, you know, for couples that have been together as long as you guys, it sometimes can feel like you guys are more like siblings than lovers.
Yeah.
And I was like, this bitch is not trying to help my marriage. Like, she got me thinking about my husband like he's my brother. Like, what the fuck? She wants us to stay broken. Like, you know.
That's very interesting. I definitely think your therapist has something to do with it. But we're kind of done with the episode, Priya. So
I'll shut the fuck up.
But go back to your parents, like the parent style thing, because it goes back to this weird show, The Parent. I don't know what the fuck it's called. The Parent something on Hulu.
Yeah. Oh my God, therapy is teaching me so much about like, you know about attachment styles, girl.
Yeah. So your attachment style and things like that. Oh, that's interesting.
And that's why you haven't seen a lot of emotion out of me.
You literally have been showing no emotion. It's been very strange.
Is because I have something called the avoidant attachment style.
Oh, I'm slightly avoidant, but not like that.
And it happens when like you grew up in a household where like you weren't really encouraged to like show your emotions, or emotions were weakness.
Guys, which is very Indian of your household.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
So here we are.
So yeah, that honestly, check out that show ever. But Priya, what are you not done with?
Oh my God. Well, I'm probably not done with roasting. So,
Oh, nice. Yeah, Priya's a fabulous roaster. Check her out online. With the Priya Blunts, I don't know how. Whatever you be doing, mad.
I have a bunch of stuff up on YouTube, and I will be putting things on my Instagram. New clips coming bi-weekly.
What do you like? Is it just the anger thing? But like, also, it's a great write. You're a good writer. It's a good writing.
It's a great writing exercise for sure.
That's why I like it. Yeah. Okay, great. So you're not done with roast battles?
No.
Are you not like? There's nothing related to pop culture that you're consuming. You're just roasting people, going to therapy.
What am I not done with?
It's actually very therapeutic, honestly.
Yeah, I try not to get too wrapped up in pop culture.
Nice. I like that. I like that about you. That's true. You like stupid shit. Just like I don't know. It's pop culture. It's like the stupid shit that you like Burning Man shit, like Bushwick shit, like. Which is like you guys think you're alternative culture, but it's the same. Like it's not.
Yeah, at some point it went from it is what it is. But I might not be done with Burning Man. I might go this summer.
Oh God. Anyway, that's great. Just fucking. I don't want to hear about it because I fucking hate those people. Anyway. Thank you so much for doing this and sharing your journey with us. Where can the guests find you, Priya?
You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok, and I am Priya Blunts everywhere. And if you want to email me, I am priyablunts@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. That's been another episode of We're Done Here. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment if you're listening to this across your streaming services. And also if you're listening on YouTube. We launched a YouTube channel about 4 weeks ago. We need some subscribers, so press that like button. See you guys next week. Bye.